Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's PDAC 2021, and of course, it's a virtual event as all the fairs and events in 2020 and also 2021. But we are also happy media partner Commodity TV of PDAC 2021, and in light of that, we love to do an update interview with Velocity Minerals, and Keith Henderson, the CEO, is here with us. Hey, good morning to Canada. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Nice to see you, Jochen.
Yeah, nice to see you, Keith. Thank you very much for taking the time. And we have spoken a good 3-4 months ago about the good progress your projects are doing in Bulgaria. But I think it would be great to shortly remind our viewers on the pre-feasibility technical report you filed on the 15th October for the Rozino gold project in southeastern Bulgaria.
Yeah, for sure. 2020 was a pretty good year for us. A lot of companies suffered a little bit with difficulties operating under COVID, but we were able to basically continue operating normally, and we were able to get our pre-feasibility study finished for Rozino. So that was a big milestone and catalyst for us. The project returned an after-tax economics NPV5 of US $123 million and an after-tax IRR of 27%. Which are both very, very positive numbers. That was all based on $1,500 gold. So obviously, if we look at better gold prices and that, things get a little better. But it's good to go conservative for a pre-feas, and we'll see where things sit by the time we get through feasibility. During the year, we also did about 22,000 meters of drilling. So that was our biggest year to date. We financed that. We financed the company. We put about $15 million into the company. And that included a new investment from Dundee Precious Metals, basically on the back of the pre-feasibility study. So the pre-feasibility was published, and within 4 weeks after that, we had announced an investment from Dundee as well.
So how much money did they invest, and what percentage they are holding?
Dundee put in about $8.9 million. That's gave them 9.9% of the company, beyond that and looking to the future, if they want to get nomination rights, if they want to be able to put somebody on Velocity's board, they have to get themselves to 15%. So we don't know if or when Dundee will make that step, but if they decide they want to have board representation in the company, they're going to have to buy about 7 million shares, which would obviously be an interesting catalyst for us.
Absolutely, that would help a lot. So would be Dundee also like, let's say, a natural partner then for you to bring the project in production?
I think they're an absolutely natural partner. Like we've got 2 corporate shareholders now. We've got Artemis Gold, Stephen Dean's group, and Stephen Dean joined the board of Velocity this year. And then we've got Dundee Precious Metals. What are these companies actually looking for? Well, I would say probably the hurdle rate for Artemis Gold is probably a little higher. They're not operating in Bulgaria, so they're going to have to see something pretty special. And it looks like they've got their eyes set on 2 to 3 million ounces as a kind of a hurdle rate for them to possibly take another step with the company. For a company like Dundee, though, it's a little bit different. Like they're operating in Bulgaria. They've been there for 15 years. They've got 2 operating mines. And the Ada Tepe project, which went into production and has reached commercial production last year, is located just 20 kilometers away from Rozino. So they're probably a more natural partner for us in a way. And I would suspect that their hurdle rate is a little lower than Artemis's. Like really anything that we can come up with that they think is going to add incremental value to Dundee would make Velocity of potentially more future interest to them.
Okay, super. So what would be, let's say, a conservative timetable to bring this project to production status? And I know it's a forward-looking statement for the regulators. Just give us a little bit of an idea. Are we talking about, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years?
3 years is probably a good number. It's all about size and when do you trigger that permitting process. So we've got a good project sitting there right now. It's at pre-feasibility stage. It's been a very well received report and very well put together. But we're also exploring. So we've got a program of up to 50,000 meters planned for 2021, and we're fully financed to do it. About 40% of that money is coming into the Rozino area. So not actually in Rozino, but in the area surrounding it. So anything basically within 3 or 4 kilometers of Rozino, we think is a natural addition to the project. And since Rozino already plans to have infrastructure built on site to concentrate the site before it's transported to the other central processing plant, then anything that we can find in that region that we can truck run of mine ore to facilities that are planned to be built at Rozino makes perfect sense and will make a very big economic difference to the project. So we're focusing quite a bit of our money, as I said, about 40% in looking in that area and just testing every target we can come up with within that immediate area.
So
we're
50,
aiming.
Sorry.
We're aiming to add probably, if we can get another 250,000 ounces or another approximately 4 years of production, that's what we'd like to do there. Like Rozino is already a project that looks to be economically viable on its own. It's currently got a 7-year mine life. We'd like to increase that, get it over the 10 years. And I think in doing so, we'd have a much more solid project and a much more financeable project.
Super. So after those 50,000 meters, you would do a new resource calculation then?
Yeah, well, we'd be hopefully updating a resource at Rozino during 2021. At our other option properties, we already own 70% of Rozino, and we've got 3 other option properties, which we hope to exercise the options this year. So we've just announced 100% ownership at Iglica. We've got 2 other projects, Abichnik and Makedonci, where we hope to publish resources in Q1 or early in Q2. That will be exercising the options on those properties as well. So then at that point, we'll go from having 1 project with ownership to having 4 projects with ownership, one of them being 100% and the other 3 being 70%.
Could you upsize that to 100%, the others also?
No, the idea is to work with our partner in Bulgaria for most of these projects. They have an operating CIL plant. That plant is a huge strategic advantage for us, and we're using that plant in our development strategy. It's a kind of a hub and spoke development strategy where we take various satellite projects and we feed concentrate into a central plant. So it's our partner group that holds the 30%. We're happy to have them as partners. They're hugely helpful to us in helping us to operate in a country like Bulgaria. And yeah, we intend to move forward at 70% on that basis.
Absolutely. I mean, when you have partners like this, that is really super helpful, and it's great to stay with the 70%, I would say, because this is a win-win situation, right?
Exactly.
You also published some great drill results, like 17 meters of 2.5 grams, including 7 meters, 4.2 grams, and also 1.8 meters with 33 grams of gold and over 16 grams of silver. And I think this came all from the Obichnik project, right?
Good pronunciation, Abichnik. So yeah, that's one of the option properties. So that's one of the properties where we would hope to be exercising our option in Q1, hopefully. So with that will come an initial resource estimate. That's not going to be the final resource. It's a resource that will take us to the point of exercising the option, and then we'll continue exploring in our joint venture after that. But yeah, certainly it's been an interesting project. Lots of good thick intersections. Very good grade and all very close to surface. Most of the mineralization there is within 120 meters from surface. Yeah, just like Rozino is actually. Like more or less all of the projects we're looking at are going to be surface mineable. They're all near surface projects.
So that would be all open pittable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, super. So do I understand that right? All the projects you will have like a center plant, like the hub and spoke you said, and then 4 projects would feed into that. Would that mean also then for the future, because you just said that you will produce at approximately 50,000 ounces per year, could that be then, even more?
Yeah, the aim is to get to a production profile that's in excess of 200,000 ounces per year. Rozino at about 55,000 ounces accounts for approximately 25% of the designed capacity of the central processing plant. So assuming that in each case we're producing a concentrate and feeding that concentrate into the plant, we can get to over 200,000 ounces. And the only really important step in getting there now is to go out and to find the resources that will be the basis of those projects.
Super. And this is already included in the $123 million capex, or do you have to upsize then also the plant?
No, the capex and the economic results are all just from Rozino. So for Abichnik, Makedonci, and Iglica, we'd be looking at standalone projects in one sense, but they're not standalone because they're all part of the same project. They all get to the same plant, and there we produce doré. That's the plan.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So you could do like phase 2, 3, 4 with the plant and enlarge it to have it really on the capacity, which is even easier to do when you have cash flow already. Yeah,
Rozino would be the logical project to go forward first, but but very quickly we'd be wanting to bring the other projects online so that over the course of the first 4, 5, 6 years of production, we're getting that production profile up to reasonable levels.
How long do you think it will take to drill those 50,000 meters, and when do you have hopefully the first results?
Our budget is that's to be done this year. That's our plan.
So for the whole year.
Yeah, so we've done about 4,500, 5,000 meters this year. As everyone knows, the laboratories are just backed up like you can't believe, but where results are starting to come through. So yeah, we would hope that we'll be able to start getting regular news releases out every 2 to 3 weeks. And because we're drilling all of these projects more or less simultaneously, we're going to have to batch everything together, and each news release will have a lot more results attached to it, but that's okay.
Okay, super. Let's look a little bit ahead, because it looks like you have already a real busy year in 2021. Now you are well cashed up, I presume, after those 8.9 million and the strategic financing. So what do you think is needed to do then the feasibility study and to really do the final decision, yes, we're going to build this? How much money do you think you need, and or do you have already enough to do that?
No, we don't. We're focused on exploration and growth this year. We started the year with a little over $10 million. By the end of the year, we should have good visibility on what the projects in total are going to look like, in particular at Rozino. We should have enough information to define what our environmental reports and our permitting process is going to look like in terms of area, which sites are going to be included. And then we'll be moving forward, hopefully next year, into feasibility study and forward from there. But yeah, we'll need to raise more money in order to complete the feasibility study and get it through that process and through to a mining concession.
Super. So after those 50,000 meters, how many meters or more meters do you think you gotta drill to go to that status?
At Rozino itself, at the deposit, there's no more drilling required. Like that deposit sits there, and the next step will be grade control drilling during commissioning. At the other projects, at the other targets that we're bringing forward, hopefully we'll have had enough meters in our pockets to not just make discoveries, but also to put resources on our books too. So we might have to do a little more drilling to get those up to indicated resources, but hopefully not too much. We hope to get most of that work done this year.
Okay, super. Keith, thank you very much. That was a great update, especially here for PDAC 2021. Wish you all the best and look forward to a lot of good results, I would say.
Great. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks.
Super.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Commodity TV here for you for the PDAC 2021 with Velocity Minerals and Keith Henderson, the CEO. Yeah, you heard it. The company is in perfect shape. 50,000 meters of drilling are planned this year to have almost $10 million in the bank approximately. And yeah, 3 years from here, yeah, they would love to be in production. This is hypothetically, of course, but I think it's a great game plan, and it looks like really makeable. 4 projects they own, 100% at Rozino already, and also bringing up the other ones to one more to 100%, and the rest is with 70% and a 30% partner in Bulgaria. I think this is really helpful, and please don't forget, Dundee is now a strategic shareholder, which has a lot of expertise in the country, and I would say a natural fit for the financing and really to bring this company into production. Thanks for watching us. Check out the company, and bye-bye from Switzerland.